Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how I do my at-home nails. So a little over a year ago, I bought an Azure Beauty Dip Kit off of Amazon, and I've kind of curated my own kit since starting that. So I'm going to be showing you today how I fill my nails. I actually went and got them done professionally, but today I'm going to be filling them at home. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but with this kit you have the option to do tips or just do it on your own natural nail, or to do a fill from a salon. So you have some options with it. So if you guys are interested in seeing a step-by-step of how I accomplished these nails, just keep watching. Let's do some nails. So here is my starting point, and today I am going to be filling, these are professionally done acrylic nails, and I am going to be filling them with a dip system so you could see the grow out. So I am going to be starting with an Air C drill. I just got this off Amazon. And my main focus is going to be drilling this grow out here to be more of a smoother transition. So when I go in with the powder, it's not lumped up. It's just a nice smooth fill. And then I'm going to focus filing the remainder of the nail just so that it doesn't get super thick when I do additional dipping. And right now they are kind of thick at the ends, so I definitely want to thin that down so that it doesn't get too thick when I add more product on top. I did the tiniest little nick right there, which annoys me, but my cuticles are so dry, and I should have put oil on last night, but oh well. So anyway, here's what we look like. They're all filed down, all prepped, ready to go. So I'm just gonna go in with my little brush here and brush off the dust. Get this cleaned up a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with this little scraper tool. You can use a cuticle pusher, whatever works best for you. And then I'm going to go in and push my cuticle back with this little tool here and get that nice and push back so it's out of the way. If you need to trim any cuticles, you probably should have done that in the beginning, just so you don't give your drill the opportunity to catch them. But just push all your cuticles back using whatever tool of choice here. And then with this, you may see, like, if you missed a little spot, if you can't get that off the nail, you may need to go back in with the drill, or sometimes you can just scrape it off. But you want to get the surface of the nail nice and clean and ready to apply your dip. So next we're going to dehydrate the nail. I just use alcohol prep pads. They're super affordable. You can get a nail dehydrator, whatever works best for you. We're really going to focus this where that grow out is, while still getting the rest of the nail, but really that grow out is where we need it to stick the most. So get those cleaned up, ready to go. I'm gonna get my dip powder and my dip base ready. So for today, I am using the Azure Beauty Dip Kit. So I purchased the kind of polishes for the system separately. And then I just purchased the dip powder. It's translucent, so I can do any color. I can apply the color before or after the dip powder. We're gonna do the dip powder first today since we already have a clear base. But we're gonna start with the base. We're gonna open this up. Whoop. We're gonna start with the base. We're just gonna paint that on our whole nail to start. Really focusing on that grown out part. And then we're just gonna dip it quickly in the powder. It's gonna look something like that. You're just gonna use your other hand, just tap off that excess powder. We're gonna let that set before we go in with this, because if you go in with this and clean off your excess, you can get brush strokes. So just a nice little tap with the other hand. And just repeat this on all the nails. All right, so here they are. They all have one coat of dip powder on. We're gonna let that set for about a minute, and then we're gonna go in and brush this off and repeat. All right, it's been a little over a minute, so I'm gonna go in and brush this off all the nails. And since these nails are a little bit thick, I'm actually gonna go in and just do right along the cuticle where that grow out is for this one, just to get it a little bit more built up. And I just try to taper that line a little bit just so it's not crazy. And since my nails are a little bit longer, you'll see that this is, you know, like in the bottom third. So I've been tipping this so that I can fully dip it in without hitting the bottom. So if you have longer nails, you may need to do that. So this I accidentally got on my skin a little bit, so I am gonna go in and wipe that up just so we don't get any like crazy puddling. All right, it's been about a minute, so we're gonna brush this off really well. Now, one thing you may notice is, especially if you put your own tips on, is that the nail can be kind of flat when you look at it from the side. These have a pretty nice curve to them, but if the nail is like super flat, straight, what you can do is you can take some of this dip base and do just like a line down the middle and then dip in the powder, and that's going to build the apex of the nail up, which will make it easier to give it a little bit more of a shape, and so it's more dimensional and not so flat. These look pretty good, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go in with probably my final step, my final dip step, I guess I should clarify. So I'm just going to go in and do another coat of everything all over. It's been about a minute, so at this point you want to take a really close look at your nails. Make sure there's no holes or dips. If there are, you'll want to go in and fill in those areas. Concentrate specifically on that area just with the base and the dip powder, and then you'll probably want to go in with another coat all over if you have to smooth anything out. So brush those off. Now I'm going to go in with the dip activator. So this is a super liquidy solution, so just be careful when you get it out. And this is going to burn if you have any open cuticles, so just be aware of that. So that's why you want to try to take really good care of your cuticles. Be really careful when you're using that drill. It can be very hard with the drill, especially on yourself, especially if you've never used one. So definitely take your time and be careful. I mean, I've been doing this for a while now and I still nick myself, so just be careful. So put a nice layer of that on all of those nails. I'm gonna let this kind of just set for a while before I file it. I usually wait a few minutes. And while I do that, I'm gonna start working on this hand. All right, we got this hand just about caught up. It is drying before I apply the activator to it, but this hand is looking really good. So I'm gonna go in with a heavy grit file and just kind of file the sides down, do any shaping that needs to be done before I go in with my drill and just do a little bit more fine filing on the tops. All right, so now that I've gone in with my drill on both hands, I'm gonna go in with these little cube filers. So I use the more like abrasive one, and then I get down to like the finer grit. These are about the same, so I just kind of use one or the other and just go over all the nails, then switch to the finer grit, and it just really smooths things out. So just go like this, one nail at a time, and I go all sorts of different directions with it. To make sure I'm getting every area, every angle of the nail. And you just repeat that with the 3 different size grits. Okay, we have finished all the filing and I just went and washed my hands. Make sure they're nice and dry before you go in with your polish. For today, I'm going to be using OPI's Susie Will Check You Later. And then for my top coat, I'm using the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry clear top coat. This stuff really does dry really quickly, so I do like this. When you're going in, you're gonna see along your cuticle where it may not be so smooth and maybe kind of rigid like this. Just try to paint really nicely right above the cuticle. Don't go onto that rigid part. And then what I like to do is after a couple days, I can really see where it's kind of messed up. And I will take my nail file and just clean it up at the cuticle to make it look nicer. And that's kind of my little tip for that. So let's paint these and show you the finished product. Here is the finished product, and I will tell you that nothing will let you know how well or how poorly you did better than a single color of nail polish. So you can see, like, I tried to fill it in a little bit with nail polish, but right there, there's a dip. And then I had another little flaw, another little dip on the tip of my pointer finger. So if you end up having like a lot of little flaws, the best thing I can tell you is just do a glitter top coat, because it seriously disguises any flaws so well. Another little thing that you can do is add like a design. So what I could do is add like a little flower or a little heart right there, and just kind of make it more of like a feature. And then it adds a little more dimension, like 3D dimension to it. So it helps kind of take your eye away from if there's any holes or lumps or bumps. But they turned out pretty well today. I'm going to let them finish drying completely, and then I will put a cuticle oil on. But I'm pretty happy with how they turned out today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions about doing your own at-home dip nails. And good luck. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.